chug, 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 chug.
Do it for America, Holden.
Do it for the United
America.
Sponsored by Pepsi.
For your country.
Yeah, no, I'm ready to fucking come all over the stream. Welcome to
Whoa.
the clown.
All right, Holden. I need you somewhere between subdued and actively ejaculating. I need like a little middle ground.
Ah, he's over here now.
I'm
Oh my
gonna
god.
karate chop this bro right now, dude. He's sitting right next to me, Travis. And Tirzo, a very patriotic Tirzo. Tirzo,
If there's one thing Tirzo loves more than devouring the nightmares of children for sustenance, it's the United States of America. Both are colorful. Both are born from a corrupted dream.
Whoa,
Both are
Tirzo.
upsetting.
Oh my god.
Amazing. Hey, Hell for Breakfast, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. Hail Irvine. Hail Irvine.
Thank you. Good to be back. Good to be back, folks.
I guess that's Travis's last name. I always forget to ask him. Choo-choo goes the Tirzo train, and I'm ready to get on it again. It's been too long. It's exciting to be back. Welcome. We're doing the United States Part 2. We'll start off with a little flashback from the last time. Let's see what we ranked everything before, because honestly, at this point, I kind of forget.
Nice.
But first of all, Travis, welcome to the stream. Make love, not war, you know what I mean?
Thank you, yes.
Yeah, all that good stuff.
We're all the gear. I'm ready to go, ready to love some states and hate others.
No, we're not ranking states by fuckability. That literally makes no sense.
All right,
That's
fair enough.
How would you?
Florida already looks like it's ready to fuck.
Florida
That already
actually
looks like it.
Florida's incredibly fuckable in the sense that it will fuck you.
Yes,
like,
and then
happily.
Michigan just looks like it's ready to jerk off at all times. That's the mitt, baby.
I feel like Idaho has a certain phallic aura that is compelling in many ways.
Oh.
People are saying you make no sense. Very upset. Yo, by the way, we already got the sub once today. Let's get about 400 more before we end this stream.
Absolutely.
Click that sub button, smash it,
Smash it.
bake it in a pie.
Smash it.
Get me that sub, baby, that yum yum subby sub, please, okay? Every sub makes a child less hungry. So smash that sub and get excited.
We all saw
ladies
the
and gentlemen.
Twitch announcement. Twitch is going to give everybody extra money for all the work they're already doing for Twitch.
Wow.
There you
Come
go.
on, let's
there you
make
go.
that happen.
Wow.
Chelsea Nadine, thank you so much for the sub. It just says, woo! Also, if you have Amazon Prime, you can get in here with that alone. Mr. DJM, thank you so much. Click it with your dick. Exactly, Marco. The Milkman, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub. Anyways, appreciate you guys. Let's get this party started. Before we get in...
Whoa! Penny Lane, thank you so much for dropping 5
my-
gifted subs on us. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for supporting
And
the whole
Mothra
LPN.
sighting, thank you for the gifted sub as well. So we got 5 gifted from Penny Lane, a gifted from Mothra sighting. Very exciting stuff. Travis, coming all the way in from Ohio.
Yeah, baby.
I believe we'll be ranking that state today.
Yes.
How's Ohio doing right now?
You know, Ohio is hanging in there. We had a great 2023, and we were all buckling up for what could be a very volatile 2024. Here we go.
Slug Bucket just subbed and says, love you fucks. Jake, how are
Yay.
you doing
Jake.
in New York?
Looking good, Jake.
You know, I feel like we got all 3 chunks of the country. We got the Midwest, we got the West Coast, we got the East Coast, all repping in. And I gotta say, I'm cold. There's no sunlight. I'm sad all the time, and everything's expensive.
I love it. Well, let's...
New York.
Concrete
place
jungle
where
where
dreams go-
dreams are...
They go
Yeah, you get
die on you,
Yeah, they
and
will.
you work hard. It costs too much money to live there. Roving beds of dogs on the street.
Bed bugs.
Bed
Our
bugs
mayor
as well.
might be crazy. Every week there's a really disturbing new fact about him. Let's hear it for New York.
Yo, Adam Eve, thank you so much for the sub. All right, let's do a little flashback, a little look at the past. Okay,
Oh, wow.
Here we go. You're gonna have to help me read this. I feel like I'm at
That
the
is
eye doctor
California.
right
That
now.
is California.
All right, let's
California
start
was
with the
our
top.
only S tier last time was California. That was the
Okay,
only
great.
one we felt.
All right, what do you got next? They made it bigger for me, and I still can't.
I
need
got
to
you
get
covered,
new
baby.
glasses.
I'm
This is
wearing-
what
Hold on,
what
you
I'm
can't
realizing.
I'm wearing
recognize the
all
shape of
3.
Vermont?
I'm wearing
Yes.
all 3 of my glasses.
Also, yeah,
I
this
got
is
you covered
This
here,
is the
Holden.
worst quiz for me. It's so embarrassing because I see the shapes of the
And
states.
you don't know they are. That's so funny. All right, I'll handle
All
it.
right, Vermont, I see. Vermont, I see.
Our
Okay,
A
good.
tiers were Vermont, Montana, Michigan, Oregon, and North Carolina. I believe North Carolina sneaking up to A tier was your doing.
Maybe a little
Totally
bit. It's
fine.
good states, the New South, okay?
B tier, we went with Kansas, Alaska, and Georgia. All totally fair. Then we get into our lower rankings. Our C's are your Nebraskas and your Connecticut's.
Yes.
Your D tier, we're looking at Wyoming, Arkansas, Texas, Delaware, and Florida. Absolutely,
brutal.
totally
Just
appropriate.
trash
I think so
pits.
far we've been very fair to all of these
Since
states.
this ranking, I had to go to Jacksonville, Florida for as part of the Christmas break. And yep, I stand by my decision. You know, we were in St. Augustine, Florida, and we were just talking. I was like, you know what? If this town wasn't in Florida, I would want to move here. This is a beautiful town. And right as we were walking down the street, a woman was coming out of the quaint little marketplace area with a giant Trump One flag, like bigger than her. And I'm just like, why? Just get a hobby. I don't
Right.
even care that you like him that much. But why do you need to be like this? It's the
Also,
worst.
it's Florida. It's Florida. Who are you upsetting?
Yeah.
Right.
Also, what is preach to the choir much? But anyways, yeah. And then I went to North Carolina, had a wonderful time.
Oh, good.
Someone just raised a really good question in chat.
All
Do
right.
vetoes reset?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes, vetoes reset.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm calling it right
Yes.
now. You can veto existing
Yes.
rankings. Absolutely.
Chat veto.
There is
I've
a
got
chat
my
veto. Okay.
You've
Yeah,
got
we
your
have all our
veto.
vetoes.
Everyone's
Also,
got
the
their
Weed Wife,
vetoes.
thank you so much for subs. But even to the point where even if it's a ranking from the last time we did this, I think you can fuck around and find out with that. I think that works.
By the
You're
time we get to part
crazy.
3, if one of us had like a shitty experience in Texas, we can come in with
We
a
can come
vendetta.
back
That's
and
all
right.
put it in F tier.
My question is, we have sub vetoes that we usually offer to people who gift 5 subs. Penny Lane has already gifted 5 subs. Do we
Right.
retroactively give that sub veto to Penny Lane?
Wow.
On the one hand, that would be fair and gracious of us. On the other hand, we couldn't guilt people into gifting another 5 additional subs.
That's true.
So-
We can't, but I'm getting a lot of yeses in chat. All right, I'll tell you what.
Oh, fine. I guess we'll be gracious and normal
Yeah, we'll
about
be gracious
It
and
is
nice.
a democracy still.
So
for
who
now.
was that again? Penny Buckets or whatever. Hell for Breakfast
Oh!
has gifted 5
Nice,
subs.
nice.
All right, Hell
See,
for Breakfast and Penny Buckets, Penny Lane, whatever you name it. Why Penny Buckets? What was I thinking there? But anyways, you guys
like a
already
bucket full
have
of
a
pennies.
veto in the can if you want. Okay, just let us know. Zagarius, thank you for the sub as well. Let's
Penny
get
Buckets
into it.
does sound like the cutest orphan you ever done.
Yeah,
I
sis.
know. Penny Buckets. Amanda McPanda, thank you for the gifted
Yes.
sub to Rin930.
And by the way, I didn't get to read it, but the F tiers, the only 2 states we put in F tier was Alabama and South Carolina. So
All
those,
right.
that was it. That covers everything we did last time.
There you go. Also, we got this sub in. Thank you for Travis Irvine's ex. Just says, Travis cheated on me in 2008. I'm fucking mad about it. Still haven't gotten over
I
it.
didn't have a girlfriend in 2008, so I don't know who this person
Clock
is.
that so quick.
I don't-
How did you know that you didn't? All right, anyways. Let's
Hold
get
I
into
keep
it.
track.
Some
I
of
keep
us,
track.
some of us are not so rich in girlfriends that
Yeah.
like it's that hard.
I was in D.C. with Jake. That's why I met Jake in 2008. So it's all, as far as
and
I know,
both
it
of
could
us
be
were
Jake.
very
Very single.
Listen, if you
Very
have time to
single.
hang out with old Jake, you do
Yeah.
not have a girlfriend.
Yeah, you were either at the open mics in D.C. or we didn't know you. That's pretty much it. Only 2 options.
All right, so let's get into it. What is our first state on the docket?
Here we go.
I think.
Oh, trash.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh,
All right.
A perfect
All right.
picture of
We,
New Jersey.
you know, we like to
Let's-
also give a primer to. Thank you so much for this picture, by the way. We like to give a little primer on what are we valuing these states on. I mean, I
Yes.
think it's
Well, we all bring different things to it. I, of course, know the politics and the history of most of these states. Jake brings the culture and the sandwich of the state.
and I'm just a fucking asshole
Yeah.
that just makes up opinions.
Exactly. So
it-
we've got all our bases covered here.
There you go. Perfect. And Tirzo
All right.
is just pepping us up, just giving us
Aw,
smiles.
Tirzo, thank you.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
I am a New Jersey supporter. I have family in New Jersey.
I like Jersey.
I lived in New Jersey during my early childhood. Technically, the town I was in was called West New York, but it doesn't matter. I was a New Jersey resident. And yes, when you drive through Jersey to get to New York on I-95, there is a large patch of it that reeks of sulfur because
Yes.
of an electric plant right by the highway.
Yes.
An overwhelming fart concentrated just
Yes.
chunk of it. There's usually traffic on the highway, so you're just stuck marinating in raw rotten egg farts for a significant amount of time in New Jersey. But that's just a narrow stretch of the state. I'm talking diners. I'm talking Taylor Ham. I'm talking Six Flags Great Adventure. I'm talking the happiest place on earth, Atlantic City.
Yeah,
I'm talking
mobsters.
Taylor Ham. New Jersey fucking rules. People from Jersey, they got a chip on their shoulder. They'll tell you how it is, and they will fucking they will kill for you if need be.
Yes.
Great weed dispensaries in Jersey. New York still hasn't figured their shit out yet. Plenty of quality weed dispensaries in Jersey. I go there often, and they are reasonably priced and very accommodating. I love New Jersey. New Jersey, A.
All right, I've got multiple fuck jerseys in chat. I've got C. I've got, I think people are already in since they're coming in. Get rid of it, says Government Junior. Jersey sucks, but it's pork roll, not Taylor Ham.
They're both valid. They're both valid.
How dare you question?
It's like a pop soda divide. Depends on what part of the state you're in.
All right, how about this for Sweaty Balls? Fun fact: there is no way to leave New Jersey for free without tolls.
That is 100%
There's literally
true.
you have
Why
to
would
pay
you
to leave.
want to? Why would you want to? That's all I have to say.
People are saying
To
good
escape
things.
the mob that wants to murder you, Jake. That would
Oh
be
my God!
pushback.
Thank you, my
That would be
beloved partner, Miss Oop Marie, in the chat, reminding me
Wawa.
New Jersey has Wawa.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
Wawa,
Pennsylvania
better
also
than
has
Sheetz.
Wawa. Pennsylvania
That's
also
the
has
New
Wawa.
Jersey part of Pennsylvania. Much
right.
of Pennsylvania is Wawa-less.
Jake had the
Jersey
opening
is where you
salvo.
get the Wawa.
No sales tax. What is the? All right, you know what?
No
It doesn't.
sales
It's not.
tax?
This is why it's not A.
All
That
right.
weird gas thing. I
Yeah.
hate that.
The
I
smell?
don't need you to pump the gas, bro.
Oh,
I got
right.
You don't pay
That is a
extra. It's
law.
fine.
That
I
is a
got
law.
it.
It's a
It's
weird law.
weird.
Gas
It's
is
a weird
cheaper.
law.
It's
You
weird.
get full service and it's cheaper.
I
That's
feel like
what
I'm
you're
a
paying
woman in
for.
1955. Like, what is happening?
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of pushback that I mean, can I get
Also,
started?
I don't think that's
Can I get
true
started?
anymore. I think they changed
You
No,
it.
can't.
it's
It
still
says
true.
okay. Pippa says you can pump your own gas if you want because I heard you're like literally not allowed to, and the guy like cries or something
Yes.
if you do it.
Yeah,
For
they
a
come
very
yell at
long
you.
time, that was the case, but that is not the case anymore.
Let it happen, says Hinch. I want to control the gas application scenario.
All right. I'm ready for my pushback.
I'm ready for it. I can't go higher than a B on New Jersey. There's so many problems. What are you
Okay,
gonna say?
fine.
Yeah.
I'll yield to B just for Chris Christie. Just for
Right,
Chris Christie
that was
alone.
about to be my
Okay, there you
pushback.
go.
That was my pushback. I would even say double C tier for me for Chris Christie because that guy has been the absolute worst. But he is a symptom of a bigger problem in New Jersey politics, and that is it is incredibly corrupt because everything is run by the mob in New Jersey. That's why you have laws. A guy's, hey, I got to pump you your gas. This is a mob law because all their guys worked at gas stations pumping the gas.
I like mob law.
You like
Yeah,
mob law? I
wait.
mean, look,
Oh
my
Sopranos
God,
are a
Dama
great
Beatties
show.
with the
It's
5
harder
gifted
when you're
subs.
living in the
Whoa!
Sopranos.
It's a gifted sub, a fucking versary over here. I'm loving this right now, dude. Thank you so
it's
much.
Beautiful. There he is. There's proof positive. New Jersey should be C tier tops.
All right.
Now it is a solid blue
Listen,
state.
if
We do have
looking
Corey
like a
Gardner.
dumpy
He's
idiot
fun.
in a baseball uniform is a crime,
Cory
then
Booker. Sorry,
8-year-old
Cory Booker.
me would get the death penalty. All right, that
Wow.
can't be it.
What about Jersey Shore? How do we feel about
I
that?
love
it gave
Jersey
us
Shore.
Snooki.
That brings it up for
It's
me.
beautiful, but
I
also
love
gave
it.
us Snooki
I
and
love
that Mike,
Snooki.
the
I love Where's the
situation
Beach.
guy.
You're preaching to the wrong person. I'm page 7. Page 7 represent.
You're a
we
Snooki
love.
fan.
Yes, we love Jersey Shore. Huge Jersey Shore
All
fans.
right.
I think
I'm going
I think
B.
in this-
That just
I think
made me
B
go
is where we
not
gotta
C.
go.
Kicking it
I
up
think
to
B
B?
is where
I
we
think
gotta
it's B,
go.
but that's the thing. It's beautifully mediocre and
Yes.
lame and dumb.
Yes.
All right, I think we're starting off with a strong B for New Jersey. Sorry for people who hate New Jersey.
I'll allow a B. I'll allow a B. As long as
Shout out
what
to
are-
all my
Yeah,
friends
what are
in
other
Hoboken.
B's? Yes,
I love that
this fits
concentrated
in.
tears
This
moment
fits in
there.
with Kansas and Georgia and Alaska. I think New Jersey lucky to get a B. It's perfectly appropriate.
And by the way, that this first, I get how especially this might piss people off and rub people the wrong way. If I see enough veto balloons, we'll put it to a poll. Veto balloon emotes in chat. We'll put it to a poll, and you can pop this thing and bring it down to a C. Hell, the first 2 people who gifted 5 subs also have a sub veto, and if
Wow.
that's your want, then you can pop it. We could bring it all the way down to an F, really, if
And
you
I know what
pulled
you're
together.
thinking. I'm looking. I don't have a veto balloon. Where's that emote? You got to sub to the channel.
Yeah.
That's the rub. That's how we
That's
get
kind
it.
of the thing.
All
That's kind of the
right.
deal. All right. What do we got next?
Idaho. Here we go.
What's
Oh
your
my God.
Idaho
Gem
joke?
state. The gem state.
The gem state? Wait, why is it called
Why is
that?
it the gem state? It's the potato.
Because there's a
place.
lot of gold, silver, and precious gemstone reserves in the state. It's a huge part
well,
of
that's
their economy.
important.
Damabides with the
Damabides.
5 gifted subs. Amazing.
Again!
So,
Damabides, thank you very much.
Thank you, Damabides.
Subs
Wow.
are how we're keeping this channel going, and it's incredibly a great show of support that you're doing this. Thank you so much.
What's your Idaho joke, Travis?
well, my one observation about Idaho, I mean, politically, obviously, it's a nightmare. Larry Craig was one of their classic Republican senators. See, Jake understands. Larry Craig was the Republican senator who got caught in a Minneapolis airport bathroom, tapping his foot to get a little sex from other men. Hello, but he was a Republican, so it was surely not allowed. in
To
his
this
own
day.
party.
Doing it big.
To this day.
Illegal.
Or
No, my
1999.
actual joke was that it's Idaho's so nice that Ernest Hemingway is buried there, but Idaho's so bad that Ernest Hemingway shot himself there, and that's why he's there. He is, Larry Craig. Thank you. That's the fella right there. He also now he lives at a dude ranch. So there you go. It all worked out.
There you go. Oh yeah, because the dudes.
To this
live
day, in an airport bathroom, I will keep my feet still and legs
Yes.
closed.
Don't do the
just
wide
in
stance.
case-
Just in
just
case
in
Larry
case
Craig's in
the
the
Larry
stall next
Craig.
to you. You don't want that wide stance. Keep it tight and narrow. But again, Ernest Hemingway, he loved Idaho, but then he killed himself there. So
Well, there you go.
mixed bag.
Hemingway, a wonderful author for whom the bell tolls for thee, Idaho. Idaho, I'm feeling low on Idaho. I just feel like it's boring.
I'm feeling high on Idaho. Number one,
Jake,
in
I
chat,
can't handle
in
this
chat,
optimism
It's a
coming
great
from
potato. I mean, if you love potatoes,
in
great
chat,
starch, great starch.
Haley12 just commented, Idaho is a lot cooler than people think. I was just there for a bachelorette party, and we went to a bar with dollar shots that had 1 million bras hanging from the ceiling. Here's
That's
the
questionable.
thing.
That's questionable for me.
Idaho has crazy low unemployment, crazy low real estate prices, crazy low taxes, and potatoes.
Ooh.
And I don't know
America's
if the
starch.
English language is capable of conveying how deeply and profoundly on a level of my primordial soul I love potatoes. And if Idaho didn't exist, there would be less potatoes and my life would be palpably worse.
Man,
I love potatoes so goddamn much that I want Idaho at A.
Man, Distow says, I guess this is talking about Hemingway. He shot himself with a gun his dad killed himself with. Poor dude. So that's brutal.
No, it's just consistency in the family.
Idaho, I give I piss on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, look, it is beautiful. It's that little wedge in between Montana, Washington, and Oregon. It's also where you had the Bundy Ranch, where all those guys, I don't know what they're trying to fight the federal government. I think they're literally trying to fight the Bureau of Land Management because they thought BLM was something else.
Right,
But it was
right.
the Bureau of Land Management.
I think it was
Yeah,
so they
exactly.
could graze their cattle without having to pay fees. I'm 90% sure that was the whole deal.
Marbs, thank you for the sub.
Sounds like there's a lot of weird freedom there, and for
A lot of
weird freedom,
racists.
I'll go C tier tops. On
I'm good on
Idaho.
a D. Jake, what are you weighing in with?
If I can't, I will settle for C. We'll see how things pan out by the end of the night. I might
Right.
bump it up because of potatoes.
You might bump it up
State sandwich.
'Cause of a crop?
State sandwich.
That's a load of crap.
State sandwich of Idaho. A
sitting in
peanut
that.
butter and a huckleberry jam sandwich.
What? It's not a
Huckleberry
potato
jam.
sandwich? Not a potato pancake sandwich?
No, you're thinking England. England will eat a potato sandwich. It's
yeah.
called a chip buddy, and it's gross.
It's
Marbs-
called a crisp, I believe.
Marbs says, Holden, I've been listening to Old Roundtable, and you might be my favorite comedian. Does that make me Satan? Absolutely. I think I'm going C.
What a way to find out.
I think, do we have to go C, Idaho? Are we really ranking it C?
I mean, I think
C.
we did Montana as C. So I think, that's
All right,
totally fair.
Idaho's a C.
Montana is better than... Oh, good. Montana, we made A.
Okay,
Great,
there
great.
you go.
All
Throw
right,
it
good.
on the board. Yeah, Montana,
Idaho
we
is
were
C.
very nice to
Yeah, it's
Montana.
very nice.
Idaho, though,
Yeah.
there's so many issues there. I think it's a D2, but these guys are crazy, so I'm following their lead.
Because of potatoes, we're making it C. For Jake.
All right. Next up. Damn.
Oh, it's
What a
Glitch
photo.
McConnell.
Now I'm starting to feel swayed by the producer a little
Senator
bit with
Glitch
these graphics.
McConnell. Totally fair. Totally fair
I guess he
assessment.
lives in Kentucky. What can you say about
He's
Kentucky?
a longtime Kentucky senator. He runs the entire Republican caucus of the United States Senate. He is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Kentucky does have the derbies, your horse
He
derbies.
kind of looks like the sea monster man in Hellboy a little bit, or
totally.
the sea monster man in the other,
or just a giant
Guillermo-
turtle.
yeah.
Also, just
in the
terms
Love
of-
Story movie, he kind of looks. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. What was it called again?
Shape of water.
Shape of Water.
Shape
He
of
looks
water.
like Shape
the
of
sea
Water.
monster. Oh my god.
Absolutely.
I'm
Now
just
that I've seen
tickled
it,
by
I can't
Tirzo's
unsee
impression. That was great. You should do late night.
Yeah,
There you go.
That was
there it is.
Very
Wow.
good.
Yes.
Very
It's
good.
uncanny.
Although he doesn't even move his mouth that much anymore. If he's having one of those strokes during a press conference, he just doesn't move.
I mean, Kentucky.
There
what
he
do you
is.
think?
Now that's Senator Glitch McConnell.
I don't think I've stepped foot in Kentucky. I would assume it's a bad place, but they do have the Derby, and I like those
Yes,
dumb
the
hats.
Derby. Yeah,
and
yeah,
I
yeah.
like
The
the,
Derby is
mint
fun.
julep.
The
Do
Derby
you
is
like a
fun.
mint julep? Holden, look me dead in the virtual eye and be like, I love a mint julep.
I've seen him drink him. I've seen you drink a mint julep.
Have you? No, you haven't. I don't know if I've ever had one.
Oh, all right, never
I don't
mind.
know if I've ever had one before. I just like that they drink one on the day or whatever
Yeah,
with the horses.
those they drink
My-
way too many of those
My
on the day.
family's really into horse racing. They love
Right.
abuse of horses and all that kind of stuff. It's like a storied thing with my family. They're they come from a gambling stock.
Right.
And Kentucky Fried Chicken as well.
Ooh, the Colonel. Absolutely.
No,
We'll
Not to
save the
mention
fried
bluegrass.
chicken points for Louisiana and Popeyes. That's what
I
I'm
guess
It's the
saying.
that's
bluegrass
true.
state. If you like the music known as bluegrass, Kentucky is vital in the instrumentation, literally, of that
Hunter
beautiful
Thompson.
genre.
We got Jay Donover and
Yes.
Stump Rock Groin. Hunter Thompson.
Hunter Thompson, Muhammad Ali. They're all from
Wait,
Lexington or
Kentucky
Louisville.
bluegrass, I think, is an actual variety of grass more so than the music. If
But
you're
they
like,
call the music that because it came from there and in all the bluegrass.
Okay.
and bourbon. I'm starting to
Oh,
raise
the
my
bourbon.
poll
The
a little
bourbon.
bit on.
Oh, I'm giving
I think it's
solid
better than
B tier for
Yeah.
bourbon.
I like
think
a
it's-
Tennessee whiskey better. I like a Tennessee. I like a Jack
Well,
Daniels.
But these
I like
you
still-
can do
these-
that when we get to Tennessee.
These things about
Jacob.
the state are way more fun than a potato. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or whatever you're trying to sway me on with Idaho. I blacked it out
I
a little
would-
bit.
potatoes are the most fun of all the root vegetables. I won't have this conversation right now.
There you go.
Too
Settled.
racist for a
Settled
B.
law.
Are we factoring in the racism to bring it down? I don't know. I mean, again,
Well, all right. If we're taking a historical stance, Kentucky was one of those border states. It was
Okay.
in between the slave states and then the non-slave
so a
states.
slave felt mildly comfortable potentially in
Yeah,
Kentucky.
you still had to like run pretty fast towards the Ohio River and like get over that to be fully free. But Kentucky was definitely like a
Still
we'll look the other way.
less, yeah,
We'll look
bad.
the other way. You're out of Tennessee. You're safer in Kentucky historically.
Okay, yeah, just not as fast. Okay, but
yes, right.
they also legalized gay marriage pretty quick. I'm
Yeah.
feeling good
Ooh.
on Kentucky.
And I'll talk
Yeah.
modern politics.
Tirso
Yes, Glitch
approves.
McConnell and Rand Paul are insufferable in the United States Senate, but they do have a Democratic governor, Andy Beshear. That guy is top notch in terms of a blue governor in a red state. I'm bumping Kentucky up to at least B tier for the bourbon, for the horses, and for that sweet, sweet bluegrass, baby.
I agree. I think it's a B for me. I don't know if I'd go higher than that. I'm not super
Right.
excited. And
Right.
yeah, racism. There's so many bad people there. Are trans people even allowed to live there? I don't even know if that's a thing at this point. I don't even know if
I
that
believe
law's been passed.
Bashir did veto whatever the crazy Republican state legislature was trying to do on that issue.
People are seemingly upset, and I just don't care. If you want to veto it, you can veto it in chat. I love bluegrass. I say Kentucky's a B. Jake, are you with me on that so we can lock it in?
Let's lock it
I
in.
would
Soft talk.
normally,
Lock it in.
I agree more with chat, but I don't have the knowledge base to thoroughly debunk besides just,
Yeah.
I don't know, seems racist-y.
Well, and
Yeah.
I would just look towards the states that we have put in the F tier and the D tier. Those are your deep southern states, so we are absolutely historically racist, and they are still very racist.
Again,
and I think Kentucky has moved forward.
If you want to use the
Okay.
chat veto balloon, I want to see those veto balloon emotes in chat, and we can always put it up to a vote. We also have a couple people who have their own personal veto balloon in chat. The first two people who gifted 5 subs. Until that time happens, though, let's see what's next.
Ooh, here we go.
Oh,
What?
white family,
Maine.
home of the white
Maine
family.
is so beautiful.
Home of the
Maine
white
is-
family.
Hey, whoa!
Way.
Oh, that boat
Remember
caught on
the
fire.
Maine.
That entire
Remember the Maine and the Merrimack.
Hold on. Now, the boat is different from the state. I just want that to be absolutely clear. The USS Maine was what started the Spanish-American War. So that is a historical joke from the producers. Very funny.
What? What was the joke?
Well,
I
they
think
showed
the
the
joke
boat on
was his
fire.
family
Right.
died,
But
and
I think, that
Travis
family-
and I are history brains, so we immediately thought of the
the
Spanish-American
USS
War.
Maine. Yeah, remember the Maine. Remember the
All
Maine.
right, I think I might be hot on Maine unless I can
I'm
be.
hot on Maine. I'm hot.
I love
I didn't
lobster.
want-
Lobster's
Lobster.
Yeah, what's
it's
to hate about
basically
lobster?
Canada. It's so beautiful there. You got Kennebunkport, which is where all the rich politicians vacation.
Bugport?
Kennebunkport.
Kennebunkport. My bad.
Gonna
excuse
rattle
me.
some motors down in Kennebunkport.
Yeah, but the
if
lobster
you know
alone-
your Deep Simpsons.
When potatoes, okay, that's a good crop for a state. But when your crop is lobsters,
Oh my
you're
God.
doing something right
You're
up
doing
there.
something delicious with butter. It's so tasty. Also, a couple people have already said it, and someone just said it again. K. Lero Sink, shaky in the tent. Stephen King. Stephen King
yes.
is. I mean, how many
Yes.
books and weird, horny moments in a scary thing, that we would be missing out on
Right.
without Maine? I feel like Maine made that man. You know
Yes.
what I mean? That and cocaine. And I think that that's a beautiful thing for him. You know what I mean? Portland, Maine is the home of the International Cryptozoology Museum, says Oop Marie. Maine has potato donuts, says Carrie Jo.
Ooh,
I
that's
don't-
in the plus column for me.
I'm not seeing a lot of negativity. What is negative about
No.
Maine? Because right now
Nobody-
it's S status, according to
I mean, you
what I'm
could
seeing in chat.
argue-
And yeah.
From a political standpoint, you could argue that Republican Senator Susan Collins is a little unsavory for some. But in terms of Republicans, she's actually very normal and she supports reproductive rights. So even the Republicans are
She
sensible
supports
up there.
it in all ways except any effective way
Yeah,
whatsoever.
when it comes to putting someone who will defend it on the U.S. Supreme Court, she's missing in action. Absolutely.
Sweaty Ball says the people suck in Maine. Do we agree with that?
I
Do
don't
the
know,
people
Sweaty
suck in
Balls.
Maine?
I don't know
a
about
lot
that.
of rich white people. A lot of rich white
What do
people.
they call them
but
there? They call them Mainers, I believe, right?
Yeah.
They call them Mainers?
Affluent, very
Yeah,
cold
very affluent.
people.
Well, it's basically Canada. Again, they're surrounded by Canada. If you look at a map
Like,
of the United States, they're
If
surrounded.
you asked me to imagine a just standard person living in Maine, I would imagine a stern Welsh heritage father grimly telling his son he's a disappointment by the fireplace. That is all I can imagine. If you're like, hey, describe someone from Maine, I'd be like,
Right.
well, it's a stone-faced old man telling his son that he's not going to inherit the lumber yard. That's all I can think.
and we know they love lumber up there. And then he's like, now read all these Stephen King books.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta go. I think okay. It looks
think
like people
I'm
aren't
leaning-
all about Maine. I think we gotta go more like an
What are
A.
the negatives on
Seems
Maine
like the
people are
people
saying?
suck apparently.
The people suck everywhere. This is the United States of America.
Is Maine S? What do you say, Jake? You
Yeah,
leave it up to you.
what-
We rank
I've
it based on
only-
what you say right now.
I've only been there. I've only been to an anime convention in the confoundingly named city of Portland in Maine, and it was a goddamn delight.
Ooh,
A.
All right, let's give it an A.
I'm going A. I'm going A.
I don't think it's quite enough for S just based on no one's enthusiastic enough in chat to be like absolutely an S. It needs to be S.
Yeah, it's
you know
no
what I mean?
California, although they are the coast, the furthest coast that we have in this beautiful continental United States.
There you go.
Hmm.
All right. What do we got up on the docket?
Ooh,
Louisiana. Well, Bourbon Street gets an F, but Louisiana as a whole. Bourbon Street's a
Wow.
fucking awful place to be.
You don't
but
like Bourbon Street? What
Tirzo,
happened to
no.
you there?
Tirzo.
Frenchman
Tirzo,
Street.
terms of
Tirzo.
service, for the love of God.
Tirzo.
Somebody get some beans.
Also, I don't know what's actually under there. I have no
Yeah,
idea,
we've
and I'm
heard-
scared to find
We've
out.
heard there's lasers. We've heard there's like
It's
just,
just more
organs.
veto balloons. More veto balloons.
Just like another Tirzo face, just a giant one. They have the most gators. I mean, I'm hot in New Orleans. I went there with
Right.
Lexi as for our honeymoon. We had an incredible time.
Yes.
Just don't go to Acme and eat the baked oysters at lunch and then hungover and then immediately go to the Museum of Death. There is actually a lot of imagery in the Museum of Death that will make a person with a belly full of oysters
the way you just
very
said those
sick.
things. The way you
Highly
just said those things is like,
specific.
yeah,
It was
of course,
Such
don't
a
do that.
mistake that we did that. We were like, oh, like I walked in and the first thing at the desk was just a picture of a person in several pieces on a highway after a motorcycle accident. I was like, oh, you know, and I just spent the whole time in the museum going, like I had never been to a museum where I was actually trying to not look at what they had for me there. I've never been in that situation. There was a room with a screen showing videos, and I literally just was like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I barely saw half the museum, I think.
I'd recommend seeing anything else in New Orleans besides
It's
what
a
you
good museum.
specifically
No.
did on
if
that
you're
day.
into that, which all you fucking people are with
It's a beautiful city.
last pot, you know what I mean, or whatever you're into, you know. So they're like, I want to see the guts of the man, but I don't like the guts of the man.
No.
You know? Yeah, exactly. Tirzo's all over that.
Yeah,
Tirzo's got a membership, I think.
So
to
look, New Orleans
Museum
is
of
one of
Death.
the most beautiful cities historically, culturally in the United States. The question is, does one city save an entire state? The way Louisiana, of course, is seen in the rest of the state. I mean, it's kind of crazy. It's a little red. It's a little crazy.
Really?
Yes.
But I love
politically.
that. I like that New Orleans accent.
Again, we're
huh?
talking
Yeah.
about states with racist history. Louisiana
Louisiana.
was certainly part of the Confederacy. It was all over that. But New Orleans itself could potentially bump the entire state up to a
New
higher
Orleans
tier.
is so amazing. The culture, the food,
Everything.
the vibe,
Everything.
the music.
Oh, yeah.
It's so good. But really, is the rest of Louisiana so like
I mean,
dog
Baton
shitty?
Rouge is a den of horrors, if I understand correctly. Just one of the most corrupt state capitals in the
Yes.
United States.
Oh, yes.
Man,
yes.
this is so hard because I want to give New Orleans. I wish
I know.
We
If we
may
could just
rank
pull New
like
Orleans out, yeah.
we may rank major cities at some point down the road. We've actually already talked about that, or even party cities. We may rank at some point. That's one Amber wanted to do is party cities. But I don't know. The rest of the state seems to be a complete shit pile from what you guys are describing. Crawfish,
the whole-
dude.
Crawfish, delicious. The most
Po'
delicious
boys,
fish. Po' boys.
jambalaya.
Oh.
The other one that's not jambalaya. I forget what it's called.
Not
Gumbo.
jambalaya,
Gumbo.
Yeah, yeah.
One, it's mixed in with the rice, and the other, it's just on the rice. And
Yes.
it's very important that
It's
they're
very
two
important.
separate dishes.
Well, and it's the remoulade. It's made with different ingredients as
And
well.
that Enchanté, Louisiana.
Yeah. Louis Armstrong
all right.
alone is just worth the entire
Beignets.
beignets.
All right, I'm having a hard time here.
We're having a hard
Boudin sausage is not a plus. Boudin sausage is
Everything we're saying right now is New
also
Orleans
Gambit.
specific.
Gambit.
Yeah,
from
New
the
Orleans
X-Men.
specific.
You gotta wonder. I mean, I'm leaning towards B tier
Me
as
too.
Louisiana as a whole, but that's because Louisiana would have been an F or a D along with the other southern racist states that we have put
I think-
in the F and D tiers. But New Orleans bumps it right
I think
up.
New Orleans would have been an S maybe for me. Like
Right.
if the whole Louisiana was New Orleans,
Yes.
right?
Right.
I love that place so much. And it's so evil, and I love how fucking evil it is.
Okay.
But I think we got to go B here. Jake, are you good for B? What do you
Yeah,
got?
Jake,
to
what's your
Jake,
pushback?
Jake has last word, just like
Jake
last
has
time.
yeah. There's no
Chat
potatoes.
is absolutely making a very good point that the greater state itself is actually not a fun place to exist.
Yeah.
And I hear that. However, I feel like the Acadian story of like Exodus and bumping around and settling on this weird chunk of swampland gives it so much character and so much uniqueness, and in a thoroughly just increasingly homogenized, flattened country, you got to respect some original character, a unique accent, a unique culture. So I think I agree with B.
Yeah.
All right, Reddit says Holden loves slavery and racism. I can't argue it, but I can put Louisiana to B, throw it at a B.
Right, there you go. Boom. B. New Orleans was
Bam.
what did it.
Love
New
it.
Orleans got it to B.
Sorry,
Congratulations.
New Orleans brought it up, and I apologize. All right, veto balloons. We're seeing some veto balloons.
Veto
All right, I
balloons.
think it's time for a poll, Jake.
All
We have
right.
a lot of issues
All
with
right.
Louisiana.
So they want it to be bumped down to
bring it
C
up
as
to
a whole?
Bring it up to A, leave it at B, take it down to C. It's your chat veto balloon opportunity right there.
Wow, here we go. Democracy in
Oh,
action.
don't make me spell Louisiana. God damn it.
It's
Just
Lou-
LA,
it's
just
Louis.
write LA.
It's just
Just-
Louis and then Anna.
Yeah. Just play or just just
Okay.
right the place where New Orleans exists.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Oh, yeah, Anne Rice, too. Anyways, all right.
Oh yeah,
While we wait
lots
for
of
the poll-
vampires and stuff down there.
while we
Poll
wait for the
is
poll-
up.
What a...
Whoa, West Virginia.
Wait, West Virginia sucks
Oh,
ass, right? Isn't
boy.
that the place too where you gotta like be really slow?
Yeah, the only
Take me home.
the only thing going for it is that song that Jake was just singing, which I think John Denver.
But that's John Denver, and that's more like a...
yeah, it's more of an Appalachian homage. All right, historically, West Virginia, the only thing going for it is that it seceded from the state of Virginia as a whole because West Virginia did not want to be a slave state or part of the Confederate
Where
States.
did we drive from? All right, we drove from, I think, like Philly to New York City. Did we drive through Delaware? I think it was Delaware, but it kind of looked like that picture. It was one of the most depressing places I've ever driven through in my life.
God. No, we were, the whole riff was just people like, yeah, things haven't been the same since they shut down the rusty abandoned factory.
Yeah, I
Okay,
felt
all
like I was
right.
watching...
That's not unique to any state. That is all of America.
Yeah.
Okay, those
But still,
rusty factories are everywhere.
I feel like West Virginia also just not a fun...
Whoa.
yeah.
Chat
What?
has vetoed Louisiana down to sea.
All right, that's the chat
Whoa,
veto right
wow.
there.
All right,
Take
totally
it away,
fair.
Tirzo.
I mean, look, Louisiana would have been an F if it wasn't for New Orleans. So
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
gosh.
cool with it.
Wow,
Yeah, Louisiana
strong
would have been
clown.
F probably.
Wow,
There you
Mighty
go.
clown.
Sorry, Louisiana. Sorry, New Orleans. Totally fair. Well, back to West Virginia. I don't think it's quite F. I think it's D just for,
I think it's
again,
D.
the history. It was a strong Union history. There's a lot of Democrats until it became completely Republican. But again, I think give them props for leaving the state of Virginia because they were like, a bunch of counties were like, we don't want to be part of the Confederate States. So that's why West Virginia, it started in 1863 for good reasons, and it has only gone downhill from there.
Britnick says my asshole grandmother lived there, so that's not helping
That
it.
doesn't help. That doesn't help.
I think it's...
You got the song. I'm saying solid D tier. I don't think it's as bad as Alabama or those other southern states.
What about the pepperoni roll?
What about it?
It's the official gas station treat of West Virginia.
And you know what? I'll also give a shout out to Tudor's Biscuit World, a fantastic chain that is only in West Virginia. Imagine, Jake, if you will, a world made of biscuits. That's Tudor's Biscuit World.
I would weep if I let myself imagine it for even a second.
That's
for
what I'm
it's so
saying.
beautiful.
Come with me to a land called West Virginia. And it's also very beautiful, like just with all the hills.
Britnick's
and
grandmother
everything.
never told their dad that she loved him, so I don't know what that says about West Virginia.
Yeah, not a lot of love there.
Not a lot of love
Not a
there.
lot
I
of
don't think
love.
there's a loveless state. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, Louisiana
Country
might be racist,
road, emotionally distant
Mother,
never
take me
admits.
home to be ignored.
but yeah,
You
I think
get
it's
it.
D, right? Are we D?
I think
Yeah.
it's solid D. Not quite F for me, but
I
solid
think that's
D.
a solid D.
There you
think it's a
go.
solid D.
Solid D.
All right.
Massachusetts, I saw it. It's coming up next. Can we just go straight to
man.
F? No discussion.
Oh, my
oh,
God.
no. See, this
New
is where
England, go
What
back
a
to
great
old
picture,
England.
too. God, can we see that again? What a
Yeah,
great, what a
look,
great,
that sums it up right there.
fucking perfect.
In the same
I'm
way.
so mad looking at that right
In the
now.
same way New Orleans made Louisiana better, Boston almost makes Massachusetts worse. That's kind of where it's
See,
at.
I
this is
mean,
what it
Cape
is about
Cod
that-
is nice. I think
Cape
there's
Cod-
a lot of like.
If we
fucked
were
up
ever
shit.
allowed to go there, Jake, we're not allowed there. People
This
like
is
us.
what it is about the picture. We see the picture again. It's not even the annoying guy in the front. That's where your guy. It's the guy
guys
in the back.
in the back.
It's the guy with his hands on his hips.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, what of it?
Yeah,
Boss
he's
is the
holding
best.
his own crutch.
Boss is the
That's just
fucking
Jason
best.
Look at the guy
Science.
holding
I don't
his
know
own
what you're
crutch
talking about.
there. Now look, Massachusetts historically important to the United States in the creation of this country. They led the way when it came to independence, right? The Boston Massacre. You got your John Adamses, you got your John Hancockses, you got your John Handjobses, as we saw there from Tirzo. Lots of important figures of the American Revolution came out of Massachusetts. But yes, is modern day Boston simultaneously liberal and racist? Yes, it is. It makes no sense. I do love clam chowder, though. So
All
that's
right.
another thing going for
I
it.
will say it's very
Also,
divisive
Dunkin'
in the chat.
Donuts sucks.
Dunkin'
Dunkin'
Donuts.
Donuts is terrible.
Ben
it's
Affleck.
awful.
America runs on Dunkin'. That's what
Shaw-
they say in the commercials.
Shaw Dynasty, I should highlight a message here. My argument for Massachusetts to be S tier: we have the best education, the most lesbians per capita.
Ooh, you
Cape
do have to love
Cod.
that.
How do you fucking
Strong
figure that
argument.
out, by the way? Is that a real...
I don't know if that's a real stat, but they do have Elizabeth Warren as
They
a
got
senator. She's
the
great.
Berkshire, Dr. Seuss, but didn't Dr. Seuss cheat on his wife and then she killed herself and he didn't care or whatever? Right?
Did
Yeah,
you see that in the
was rough.
Museum of Death? Or what? Where did you learn that?
Way worse things. And the Basketball Hall of Fame, I mean, I didn't even know they had a Hall of Fame. You know what I mean?
Yes, it is in Massachusetts.
Well, it's only dedicated to the white players. That's why you've never.
Yeah, because it's Massachusetts. Again,
I think Dr. Seuss's wife alone, I think they got a...
No. No way.
You're right.
For
Dr.
the sake
Seuss's wife
of
was
the widow
terminally ill.
Seuss, I must add
Torgo, look, Dr. Seuss did a lot of stuff. All right, we'll talk about Dr. Seuss later, okay, when we rank our children's authors.
All right. Number one,
right.
huge chip on their shoulder because they're like, we're just as good as New York. Like, you're not. It's just a matter, like, it's just, it's not. Number two, Dunkin' Donuts sucks ass. Number three, we got New England, the autumn colors. Like, yeah, Vermont, New Hampshire, the rest of New England's got that. It's fine. Number 3, 4, 5, and 6, Harvard, MIT, even Boston University, all just like weird shadow government, MK Ultra, fucking harsh, just nightmare elites born from there.
The Departed.
Shut it down.
Oh, The
F
Departed.
The Departed
Massachusetts.
so good.
it's a good movie,
dude.
but it's about bad people.
Right,
And
that
that's
live
the
in
thing.
Boston,
Who
did
live
bad
in
It's
things.
about
Boston.
how if you have any morals in Boston, you'll end up in a fucking
You'll
chopped
fucking
up in
die.
a dumpster.
Yeah, you will die. You will get shot in the head like everyone else in that movie.
Yeah, I mean, can a gay person even be, you know what I mean, not be in a disguise when they walk down the street in Boston? I don't even think that's a thing.
Damabides says they want to use their veto on Louisiana to move it back to B. Damabides,
Whoa.
right, confirmed in chat if that is
there
your
it
wish.
is. And there, Damabides has there. Oh,
Wow,
so
and it's
veto.
happened.
Here's
Back-
Zode went rogue.
It's
I'm
happened.
sorry, Damabides. It happened.
It
All right,
happens.
there you
It
go.
happened. Louisiana up from C back to B. Wow. And chat's already used their veto.
Oh, my
right?
bad. I'm
So-
sorry. If you're walking around Boston, you're either gay or a runner, so I'm wrong on that one. Larry Bird, that's a huge one. I can't tell.
Look.
Boston's such a divisive one. I love
I
certain
know.
things about Boston.
I know.
I will say, I had to see the Blue Man Group like 3 times in Boston, and that was
What a-
annoying, and it was always the same
That's
show.
such highly specific experience.
Chirzo speaks for all of us, even without speaking.
Listen, I would love Holden's travel guide where it's like,
Oh my
yes,
God.
Oregon. Now, here's a hot tip. If you're ever in a Hyundai Elantra with 3 comedians, don't get a turkey sandwich from the
Did you
Exxon.
follow them around the United States like fish or something?
No, I kept having to go back because I'd be at like family events
Oh
or
my
something,
God.
and it was. I would go back 5 years later. It was the same show. They just kept doing tubes. Do a different
Blue Man
show.
Group.
Second of all, Terra Incognito, you're not the Blue Man Group right now. You're better than that. Thank you for the 10
Nice.
gifted
Whoa.
subs. 10 gifted
Terra,
subs. Sub
thank you.
fucking
That's a lot of
slot
veto
machine
power.
tonight. Thank you
Wow.
so much, everybody. I keep slamming my head down the desk. I'm sorry if that's making the mic annoying. All right. Boston, Massachusetts,
What
not
are we
just
thinking?
Boston.
What do you
F,
think? I mean,
F.
What?
We need
No
some
way,
New
no,
England representation. We
No,
need
look.
we need the East Coast. We need the North.
I mean, look
we
at
need
these
to
guys.
prove that we're not just like, biased here.
Right.
F for Massachusetts.
Look, we gave Delaware a D. I don't think Massachusetts is worse than Delaware.
Yeah.
I'm bumping it up to tops B and maybe C to be
No,
fair to
C.
everyone.
I think there's enough issue. They're mean. They're a mean people.
They
And
led.
God forbid if you order an Irish car bomb in one of the bars. Good Lord, will they have
you just
a
get a
problem
real
with
car
that?
bomb.
It's
Yeah, learn
unbelievable.
that from The Departed. Absolutely.
Right.
Look, no, they led the fight for abolishing slavery. They led.
they let the fight
movement.
to avoid taxes.
I'm going
Yeah,
D.
Boston Tea Party,
I say
baby.
D. I say D.
You're going D. Oh man.
D. I agree.
Whoa. All right. I'm saying solid C, and I want chat. I want chat to step up. And whoever's got one of those balloons, I'm calling on you now to let the people know that Massachusetts is not as bad as what Boston is.
All right, we're going D. Man, people are mad.
Yeah. Come on, chat. I'll use my veto.
I don't
if
hate
chat-
lesbians. I love
We
lesbians.
get
I
that-
married one.
Look, we understand.
You fucking like a lesbian anymore.
Wow. Paging Dr.
Holden
Seuss's
took a
widow.
lesbian out of the ranks.
Oh my god.
I don't even. All right. What's next?
Oh wait, hold on. No. Oh, if chat's not using one of their vetoes, are there any more vetoes out there?
Yeah, there's like one more person
Penny
with veto. I
Buckets.
forget their name.
Penny buckets.
Buckets.
Penny buckets. If you're not using your veto, I'm using the Irvine veto. I think Massachusetts is better than Delaware. Delaware is already D tier. Massachusetts, I'm bumping it up to C at least.
All right, there you go. There's also Travis's veto. Yeah, you're using it.
Yeah.
I'm stepping in for a state I don't even like that much. Massachusetts, you're C,
There
baby.
you go. Beautiful.
Woo.
All right,
Wow.
Base Travis says Willie Freshness. Of course, Willie Freshness loves Massachusetts. All right.
Of course. Willie Freshness, my biggest ally. Thank you.
KS Nexto. Mississippi.
Oh, F
I hear it's burning.
F tier.
Is it F tier?
Oh, it's solid F tier right there with Alabama and South Carolina because those are races. Here's my one. If you were part of the Confederate States of America at any point in your history, you're already starting at an F. And if you got a cool city like New Orleans,
I'm
you can move up.
seeing a massive wall of Fs.
Yeah, it's just solid
Wow.
F. We already got Alabama and South Carolina in F tier, and Mississippi belongs right
I'm
there.
married
with
a
it.
lesbian, damn it.
I know. From Mississippi?
No, I'm just saying. I'm just still on it.
All right. If you needed another excuse for why Mississippi is not a good state, I'm looking at my state sandwich infographic.
All right.
Mississippi, a shrimp po' boy, grilled shrimp. Grilled shrimp.
Not
po'
even
boy.
breaded, huh? They don't even take the
No.
time to bread their shrimp in Mississippi.
There you go.
Mississippi Queen's a fun song, but like,
What does Mississippi have? They have the boat that he showed. They have that boat.
but those boats were washed up
Yeah,
and damaged. The whole river's named, or actually the state's named for the whole river.
Right.
The river came first. The state came second.
Worst school system in the U.S.
That checks
Can we
out.
say anything? I think even that state bird's dead. I
Yeah.
think it's just a
It's a
dead
dead bird.
dead pigeon.
It's a
It's
bird
the
that flew
northern
into a
mockingbird. Kind of a meh, kind of a average choice. You know,
But
at
then-
least if
But then there's that book, To Kill a Mockingbird, and that's what they do in
Yeah.
Mississippi.
They murder him.
They murder mockingbirds.
And they murdered the weird neighbor man or whatever, or something happened.
they
in
did
that
not
book. I don't
murder
Boo
Boo
Radley?
Radley. No,
He doesn't get murdered.
or whatever.
He's
The-
like one of
No,
the
he
only
The
guys
little
who get
girl
murdered in
sits
that
on
book.
a swing bench with him. I don't know what happens.
You married a lesbian.
I did not. She's complete. She's bisexual or pan, more like it. Travis.
I'm pot sexual.
What does that mean?
I smoke a lot of pot. Come on,
okay.
folks. Here we
You
go.
call it pot?
Pot
See, I feel like
sexual.
I'm hanging out with my dad right now.
Kid, you want this grass?
All right. Yeah, I see they're racist. I see they
Yeah.
did the terrible things to the black man and woman. I think we gotta go.
Easy
We're
F, easy F.
Easy
There
F.
we
Let's
go.
F
On
it
this
up.
one.
I can't try to even find a nice thing to say about it. I can't even find one.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like Louisiana has New Orleans. I
Yeah.
mean, even Georgia has Jimmy Carter. If you were in the Confederate States of America, you're starting at an F when it comes to this panel.
there you go. Distro loved your pot sexual joke, by the
Oh,
way.
thank you so much.
All
hang.
right. I'm pot romantic, says Marco Simples. Yeah, so people are into it.
Hell yeah.
Steamboats.
I'm
Who needs them?
demi-pot romantic.
Nice.
Oh, you have to be emotionally.
Hi, it's me, the old man making fun of very clarifying terms that young people use to describe how
There you
they
go.
relate to others.
Aren't we
Hi.
mostly isn't everyone a demisexual except for fucking sociopaths? Anyways, let's not get into it. Let's go move on to the next one.
Ooh.
Hawaii.
Oh, Hawaii. It used to not be on
Oh.
fire.
Yeah.
Although
Yeah.
it was created by volcanoes, so I feel it's always been on fire in some way or another.
I'm high on. Pardon me. Why is this the picture?
Yeah.
That's what it is. I'm high
that's what it was.
on Hawaii. I'm definitely high on
Yeah,
Hawaii.
I'm going to put on my Hawaii glasses.
Yeah, put on your Hawaii glasses.
Yep.
The
I'm
American ones are.
I'm gonna stand for Hawaii. Yeah,
Oh,
you
'cause
got the
the sunglasses.
luau's. You got the luau's. It's
I
a
like
beautiful
that
state.
the
It's a
Hawaiian
beautiful
shirt
state.
qualifies as official state dress at formal functions there, which
Yes.
as a larger man, that's a huge relief if I ever go to
Absolutely.
a state function in Hawaii.
I mean, it sounds like it's not only a great place to be a tourist, obviously, but it's also a great place to live. I've heard great things about Hawaii. Wonderful, the different islands. There's a volcano, which is unique and cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if do we even have, is there another state with a volcano other than maybe does Alaska have a volcano? I don't even think
Where was Mount St. Helens? That was a big one. We didn't.
Yeah.
That wasn't a good one though.
It was
It's not one of the fun
Washington.
volcanoes.
Yeah,
Montana,
that was
right?
Washington.
Oh,
Yeah,
Washington.
Thank
yeah.
you.
New
Yeah,
Mexico
yeah.
has a volcano? No shit.
Wow.
No, it doesn't.
But,
no,
but
Washington.
Hawaii was exclusively made by volcanoes, and I think that is even more impressive than just having having one that shoots off now and then.
Oriya, airplane fuel is killing everything. I disagree. One of my favorite things about Taylor Swift is the carbon footprint situation going on with her. Let's not forget.
Someone in chat, it's already blown past, but like I think they said it best. Hawaii is literally too good to be part of America, and that's why it's S tier.
Right, and it is a sad story of how the Americans just went and took it. That is one of our sadder, more colonization efforts on the United States of America's part. They took Hawaii from the people who were there.
I mean,
so
I feel like we
sad.
owe them an S just for being fuck faces and taking it.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, Hawaii, I don't have many bad things to say about it. It's well run. It's beautiful. People think of it. They think islands and vacation. I'm thinking A, if not, as Holden said, even higher than that.
What about the elements? And the fires and everything like that? Are we factoring that in, or are we going S?
I mean, the fires are a very recent thing that some people say was because of a laser from space. We don't actually know yet.
Who said that? Marjorie Taylor?
Yes, specifically
Green?
Yes,
her.
literally,
yes,
specifically
just her. Yes.
Yeah. I don't know if we should trust all that. All right, I think we're going S then, huh? I think we're doing S.
It is fun. The farther west we go, California and Hawaii, we're going S.
There you go.
Jake, S?
No. Spam musubi slaps S.
S. All right. Woo! And it has that great the Hawaiian. Wow. The Hawaiian singer who sang Over the Rainbow. He's fantastic too.
I love him with the ukulele. Everyone plays at the funeral.
Yeah.
Also,
He's
if
great.
it wasn't for Hawaii, what would Goku yell when he does his wave attack?
Oh, very good point, Jake.
Kamehameha.
There you go.
Very beautiful.
All right, we're good. Oh,
Government
Junior with the
Junior!
5 gifted subs. Thank you so much, Government Junior.
Wow.
All right, around the table, what is our favorite things about Government Junior, who just gave 5 subs?
I like that they're
how
a young person interested in government. I have no interest in it, so I like that they're getting in there.
Yeah, I appreciate Government Junior government. That stands for small government, and of course, we all know that's what really allows small businesses to thrive. Thank you, Government Junior.
I like that they support loud weirdos. I think
There you
that
go.
shows a lot
That's
of
beautiful.
empathy and drive.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much. Okay, what do we have now? Are we Missouri?
Ooh.
St. Louis.
Yeah, now we do
Old
have St. Louis. We do have St.
McDonald's.
Louis.
Was McDonald's indicative? Was that in there for a reason?
Well, they got the river there. The river comes through there. Of course, if you play Oregon Trail, it always starts in Independence, Missouri. Also, birthplace of President Harry S. Truman. You also have Kansas City, which is in Missouri
Here we go.
proper.
I got it for you right here from Zagarius. The Arch, the Kansas City
Yes.
barbecue,
Yeah.
and the Chiefs.
Yes.
Taylor Swift's football team.
Yes.
My favorite. I'm rooting for them
Right,
against the
right,
Lions, hopefully.
Right. Oh my God, Tears really going to town here.
I'm cutting your mic, Holden.
Yeah. Wow. Powerful.
So, Taylor Swift's football team will be taking on the Lions in the Super Bowl. I'm calling it right now.
I agree. That will be the game.
Silver Dollar City, Walt Disney and Brad Pitt were raised there. John Goodman, Maya Angelou,
wow.
and Mark Twain were born there.
Oh, Mark Twain.
It's got a
Oh.
sexy heel, so you know it's asking for it.
All
Whoa,
right.
I don't know if we need to be.
Hello.
We've got a Bigfoot knockoff, Momo, a network of vampires under Springfield, and most importantly, Missouri is not Arkansas. We were just
Wow.
in Kansas City,
Yeah.
Missouri.
Wow.
We had a wonderful time.
Yeah.
Was weed legal there or the other Kansas City?
I know for a fact because I bought weed in St. Louis, so we were on the weed side.
Yes.
But if we walked like across the street, we'd be in the not weed side of Kansas City. And there was a cop with like a big dog catcher net, just like waiting there, and
Yeah.
he was looking at me funny.
Wow. All right. So Missouri's fantastic. Only pushback is that the insane Republicans have taken it over. That's how you got your John Ashcroft, who's one of the most insane attorney generals this country's ever had.
Hell of a singer though.
That's a different guy. His batshit crazy son is now governor, and Josh Hawley is their batshit. Yes, that fucking asshole right there, who basically said, "Hey, insurrectionists, come and get it. I'm with you."
Hey, Jenny,
So,
12 gauge. Thank you so much for the sub. Appreciate you.
I'm just saying, Missouri, and now they're trying to make abortion illegal, and the Republicans honestly are just trying to ruin what is otherwise a fantastic culturally and very historically very fun state.
Ice King Diamond says Kansas shitty queefs.
Oh, Hey, there it is. Now that's a
Put that
fun
in a
Taylor
shirt, give it to
Swift
Eric.
joke right there.
Amazing. What else do we got? I think it's better than bad, which I'm surprised. I thought, you
Right.
look at Missouri. I mean, good place to take a shit in the street. You know what I mean? When you look at it from a distance, but
Yeah.
when you get a little closer in, it's actually got some nice things going on with it.
Right.
And that Gates barbecue, man, that was.
Apparently some of the best barbecue.
I
in
still
the
have
world.
some of that Gates barbecue sauce I've been hanging on to for a rainy day. I mean, that shit was delicious. Absolutely.
I think my cousin gave away Gates barbecue sauce as like their wedding like little trinket. That was like your going away present, and
There's
it is
also-
incredible.
There's also
Travis.
Louis.
Torgo, 1985 in the chat, resident genius, said that it was John Ashcroft that sang "Let the
Eagle soar. Oh,
I
that's
was right.
That's what you were referring to.
Yeah.
I see.
Yes,
Okay.
but
Yes,
agreed.
that guy did after 9/11 have a brief singing career at one press conference.
But also,
you got me, guys.
And people send a lot of love to St. Louis, and I've heard it's a beautiful town, but there's also a little place called East St. Louis, and the crime rate is
that's
high.
right, and that's where they killed that guy. The police are very, very bad, very racist over there.
ACAB. I mean,
Yeah.
it's brutal.
Oof.
I've met a couple of nice ones. But
Yeah.
anyways, it's rough out there.
Right, but you do have cool Democrats like Cory Bush trying to put a stop to all those ridiculous policies. I mean, I think we're looking at somewhere in the middle here, either C or B in Missouri for me.
East St. Louis is Illinois. It's saved by the bell.
Yeah.
What?
All right,
then
so
I-
there you go.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know.
what about these crazy people? They were in Missouri. Thank you.
Oh, my God,
Thank
they're
you,
Missouri?
Producer
I mean,
Eric,
honestly,
for
I love
pointing this
Joker
out.
Joker
I
and
love that
Harley
they
Quinn of
exist.
suburbanites.
Yes,
I love that they
mean,
exist,
I'm
though.
just there's some batshit people in Missouri, but everything you're pointing out, it's culturally, historically relevant, beautiful. It's just a shame that so many crazy Republicans come out of that place.
So what are we giving it? A B?
To B tops for
I'd
me.
like to be positive on it. We've said enough nice things about it. I'd
Yeah,
like to
I mean,
be
especially
positive.
if New Orleans saves Louisiana, I think St. Louis saves Missouri, and
All right.
it's within there for me.
Give it.
Joke's
All
on
right.
you. I would have said B just for the arch.
Ooh, A
The
for
gateway to the
Arch.
West, baby.
I know it is. And again, Oregon Trail, you start in Missouri and then you go from there. Good luck. Don't get typhoid fever.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, what do we got? What do we got next?
Wow.
That is a field. Indiana.
I was about to
is
say that field could
brutal.
be anywhere in the Midwest.
Indiana is fucking brutal,
Well,
dude.
yeah, Indiana, man,
F.
it's really
F for
gone.
Indiana.
Well,
I'm seeing a very
I'm gonna
Mississippi
push back on the
reaction
F.
to.
It's not quite F for
Indiana.
me. You got Gary, Indiana. That's the birthplace of the Jackson siblings. You also have
Have you
Indianapolis.
gone past? Have you like driven past the Michael Jackson house over there? It is such a depressing. Like it's so gray and awful. It is.
Yeah,
No.
I mean, that's
Also,
Gary, Indiana.
my
Yes, that's
beloved
why they had to get
partner
out.
Is from Indiana, and that state did a number on her, and
I like-
it is.
Lord.
It is.
I like
yeah.
what the weed wife says. If Indiana is not an F, then no state is an F. This is just textbook
Really?
F.
Well, and they also got Mike Pence, and now they got to deal with his brother Greg Pence. You have all the Pences.
Oh, the God, they're Indiana. That
Yeah,
makes
from
sense. That
Indiana.
would make
I mean,
Indiana.
Jim Davis and the Garfield Paws Inc. Empire maybe.
Okay, but
saves it.
what about Muncie, Indiana, birthplace of David Letterman, and also where Bob Ross had his painting show on local PBS.
Fighting Fish says Gary is the saddest city in the country. People
Yeah,
say
now it is. That's
smells
why the
bad.
Jackson family had to get out. That's
Yeah,
why they
yeah.
all learned how to sing.
This really sounds like classic F. I've really only heard very negative things about Indiana, and it's definitely the kind of state where people who live there even shit on it and are like talk shit about it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was just hanging out with Mark
Wow,
Norman last week.
tears of heart
Mark
is
Norman
broken.
did a show in Columbus, Ohio, and he loved it. And then he was dreading his show the next night in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Yeah.
because it's apparently gone really downhill. Even their cool city has gone way downhill. I'm trying to think of anything that can redeem Indiana from an F and bump it up to a D,
That's
but I
how-
just can't think of anything right
That's
now.
how I felt about Mississippi. I
Chad,
think
help
it's-
me out
I
here.
think
Anybody
it's-
on Indiana?
Chad is
anything.
very anti-Indiana.
Oh,
It's- I
man,
think-
it really has gone downhill. It's too bad.
What?
They used to have such great.
Buttigieg.
Pete Buttigieg. Yeah. What about Notre Dame? In terms of colleges, they've got Notre Dame. They've got
What? Tirza is definitely
Basketball at Indiana
I
University.
loves
A
Indiana.
Buckeye.
And I
Now
really-
here's the
No, wait, that's Ohio.
Yeah,
I
and
meant Hoosiers.
Hoosiers.
You're
You have
fighting
the
so
Gene
hard for it.
Hackman the Gene Hackman movie with the Hoosiers,
Oh, my
Bobby
God.
Knight. Although Bobby Knight used to
What, did
throw
somebody-
folding
what, did
chairs
somebody
and
from
slap his
Indiana
own
give you
players.
money?
So
What
even
is
Bobby
happening
Knight,
here?
even their most legendary basketball coach,
I
ended up
figured.
supporting Trump, I believe, and
All
he
right,
slapped
all
his
right,
own players.
My sweet Oop Marie, the only person I trust in terms of Indiana experience, says
Yes.
Orville Redenbacher is from Indiana.
Right,
And the
okay.
Indiana dunes are beautiful.
Okay.
Even though they almost strip mined them for the sand in order to
Yes.
make glass.
Yeah.
See, my
Yeah.
problem is that Tirzo's lore is definitely not from Indiana. Tirzo's from like the moon.
No,
or some
Tirzo
shit.
makes perfect sense that Tirzo's lore is that they were born from the fucking
in that
flat
field. Yeah,
No,
in that-
Tirzo rose from Lake Michigan. We all know that. We established that on the previous ranking of the states. Look, Indiana, again, David Letterman, Bob
Tirzo
Ross, and
survived
Orville
only
Reichenbacher.
on old bags of Albanese gummy bears
All right, Orion-
for 7 years.
Orion Thallium says, given the choice between Indiana and North Korea, I'd choose North Korea.
Wow.
It is-
Indiana.
Give it an F. Give it an F.
It's-
Let's
not
just
even-
get it
I'm
and
so
move
sorry,
on.
Tirzo, but we've got to give it an F. I
And
can't
you know what?
justify it.
Here, I'll throw this out there. Even though David Letterman's from Indiana, he got fired from an Indianapolis news station. That's why David Letterman even left Indiana.
Oh my God! All right, let's see where we're at. I don't know how many more we want to do tonight.
Betamax. I lived here 37 years and it sucks.
Nice. I did meet a very nice fan named Ben. He's from Indianapolis. He drives out of Indianapolis to come to all my shows because I never do shows in Indiana.
There you
So-
go. All right, what do we have? What do we have next?
Oh,
Arizona.
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 Grand Canyon.
So hot there.
It's
Jackie
so hot
Daytona.
there.
It's
Yeah,
Arizona.
Jackie Daytona, regular
is-
human bartender.
It is so hot. I've heard some good things.
Grand
I've-
Canyon's beautiful. Flagstaff is fun. Phoenix is fun.
Very
Turquoise.
beautiful.
We all love turquoise.
Turquoise, the color and the flavor and the mineral.
Marco
slash
says
gem.
bad politics, though. Politics.
No, it's been very Democrat since John McCain died, honestly. And now all the Republicans are fucking batshit, like Carrie Lake, who still says that she won an election that she lost. So I actually like Arizona politics right now because it's getting progressively bluer, more Democrat. That's just because the Republicans are so crazy. You don't have any more John McCains anymore. And he looked like a good Republican in hindsight.
There you go.
The Arpaio contingent is not winning people over. That's what you're saying.
Not yet. No, they've got a lot more work to do.
It seems like a lot of pretty to look at, difficult to be in.
Sure,
it's just
it
so
gets
hot.
so hot. Yeah, they have like one cloud day a year, I think, over there. Lots of yoga, though. Yeah, and you could do yoga with horses over there. Shout out to our friend of the show, Zach Broussard, did some yoga with horses in Arizona. So
It's great in the winter, but it's hard to justify when it's only good a certain time of year. You know what I mean?
I went to visit my friend in Flagstaff. We drove to the Grand Canyon. It is awe-inspiring. All of Arizona used to be underwater. It used to be an ocean on top. That's how everything got formed there.
A lot of Native Americans, says
Yes,
Red Age.
a lot of lore. Some of the first humans on this continental U.S. lived in Arizona. They actually lived in the caves. If you look at the caves that they built into the different mountains and hills, it looks like a
Adobe,
New
that
York.
stuff?
Yeah, it looks like a New York apartment complex, but they were all living in a giant rock structure.
All right, I think it's kind of like mid to more positive.
I'm trying to think of anything negative about it besides the batshit Republicans.
You will die. You will die.
Oh
It's
yeah,
so
if you
hot,
don't live in
man.
a house, yeah, but
It's
if
so
you live,
hot.
if you
Well,
live
but I don't wanna
anywhere
be in a
not in a
place
house,
that's
you'll
like
die.
the Beetlejuice house, where every time I walk outside, I would get devoured by fucking giant worms. But it's
Yes.
heat instead of worms.
Yes.
I
I'm
think
leaning
B.
towards. I am leaning towards A for Arizona
I'm leaning towards B.
because
Jake,
I can't
tie-break.
think of anything.
I would literally die. I would die the second I got out of
Jake,
an
there's
air-conditioned
conditioning.
enclosure.
They have air conditioning. There's very ample
Yeah,
air
it's-
conditioning. They got solar power to run your air conditioning.
Fueled by Satan 87. Thank you so much for the sub. Appreciate you, bro. Please sub to the channel or they'll lock us in here.
Jake, have you ever been to the Grand Canyon, Jake?
No, I have
Do you
never
want to go?
witnessed.
Do you want to go? Do you want to
Yeah.
see it? Do you want to go together next
Yeah,
time
yeah.
you're around here?
Okay.
You want to drive out there and do it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Then it's A tier right there from Jake. I just
No,
bumped him
Jake,
up. I
you
just
give
bumped
the
him up.
last call. What do you say?
I just
B?
bumped him
You're
up.
saying B. He says B.
B.
All right, B tier.
for
Let's
the too hot.
Let's go.
Hot
Fuck yeah,
damn.
dude. Ooh, I
I
see
already
what's
used my
up
veto.
next. I
Sorry,
think it's-
Arizona. I already used my veto. I wasted it on Massachusetts. So there you go. Can't help you.
What do we have around the bend here? What do we got?
Oh.
Nevada.
That
Nevada's
picture,
such a
that
crazy
picture is
one.
perfect for the state of Nevada.
You know what? I think like Vegas is, got a lot, like it's. I think the whole gambling thing's very depressing, and all that.
I
but
had a
also-
blast in Vegas when we were out there for
and I had a great
tour.
time. And I will say this, but while that is true, and there's a lot of lost souls in Las Vegas, I just love how like lawless.
Not if you go to the live BattleBot show. There are just tons of people that know what they are about and are
That's
happy
true.
to be there.
That's true.
I love how lawless. You know what it is? I just love how weird it is there. I love
weird.
it. And unlike Louisiana, that has New Orleans, it's weird, but it's also like not, surrounded by like horrific, racism and stuff like that.
I'll just say my brother lives in Las Vegas, and all that gambling pays for excellent education, excellent public services, family services. So they got a lot of good government programs that's all paid for by the dejected
What
old
does
man in
Lisa
that
Pizza
photo.
mean by Nevada elected a dead pimp? Do you even know what that means?
Yeah, I think a dead pimp was elected mayor or something somewhere. I do remember that story. The guy was, it was a guy.
The Bunny Ranch guy?
Yeah, the
Like
adjacent
that
to
guy?
the Bunny Ranch. I don't
Oh.
know if he actually won that election. He did. He was running though. He was like state senator.
I thought his wife took over or something.
Yeah,
I
that's
barely remember.
Nevada law is that if he did win, which I think he did, his family, his alive wife takes over.
yeah,
yes.
Sweaty Balls is Travis is looking at this through rose-colored
I
glasses.
really am. That's why I
literally.
put these on. That's why I brought
Yeah,
these.
yeah.
It's either those or these, and this is the only way I can look at a place like Mississippi.
All right, can I get real deep into my fucking political bro things? Because of the really strong hotel and restaurant unions there, Bernie did great in Nevada, so I would have set a
Yes.
soft spot
My
for
brother
him.
is part of, even bartenders are allowed to be part of the service union. It's one of the biggest unions in the United States. You're absolutely right. Union
It's a union
politics. It's a mob town and a union town.
I love
and they
the
work
legalized
together.
sex work.
Yes.
I love that it's this mob town.
Legalize
it's the
weed,
showbiz town.
legalize gambling. They legalize sin. They're like, hey, you can do this here. Just be responsible.
Anything you want to say outside of Vegas? There's really just Vegas, and then there's just not.
There's Reno, which Johnny Cash shot a man there just to watch him die.
Yeah, it's just kind of everything else is whatever.
Because they made fun of his very girly name, if I believe the story
Yes,
correctly.
he was a boy named Sue, and he said, I'm going to kill you. You know how it goes. But even Reno is, it's one of the sadder gambling cities in the entire United States. But I think Vegas overall makes up
Reno's-
for it. Also, don't forget, you have, yes, there it is. Oh, he did win. That is so fascinating. Wow. There he is with all of his wives.
Oh yeah, and I remember those ladies because I used to watch. It was called the Cat House, I
yeah,
believe.
or the
It was
Bunny House or
no.
something.
The name of the I don't know why they called it the Cat House because
Yeah.
the name of the place is the Bunny Ranch, but it was a show about the Bunny Ranch. It was on HBO,
Right.
And it was a late night. It was fun. I really enjoyed that show.
Also Lake Tahoe. Very, very beautiful. That is all in Nevada right there. It is just.
Here today,
Yeah.
yeah,
gone to Tahoe.
I think
get it.
I'm good with. Are we saying A for Nevada?
Whew, wow. I mean,
Ooh, that's
it's
strong.
It's so
That's
empty
strong.
with
Talk
that.
about hot too.
I mean,
Talk
here's-
about like
here-
inhospitable.
But unlike some of the other states
Ooh.
we've ranked, this is a state that is just its giant cities, and it's empty everywhere else. So it really comes to the strength of the cities. I'm thinking
A lot of people are
B
saying
or
B.
A.
A
I'm
lot of
thinking
pe-
A or B.
I'm thinking B.
but I just can't think.
All right.
Because
I mean,
also, like, there's such an underlying sadness with the gambling.
to the
and
gambling
everything.
industry, even though it pays for all the great schools and everything.
Sure, but it's sad.
It's at the
B,
cost
we're going.
of-
I think B.
All right, leaning towards B.
There you go.
Wow. Honk
right.
honk, indeed.
Hell yeah. All right. The
All right,
last two.
every
All right,
one
last
of
two.
them.
Here we
Last
go.
two.
Final stretch
Buckle up.
for the night. By the way, this will be a three-parter. There's too many states.
We'll be back.
All right.
Don't
what do we
forget
got
about
next?
Guam and territories as well.
What do we got? I need to not see that.
It'll be a
sadness.
cold day in hell before I rank the U.S.
Whoa,
Virgin
what a-
Islands.
Perfect
New
picture for New
That is a
Hampshire.
great. And by the
Oh,
way,
Chad.
special thanks to
Chad
Eric
and
for
Connor.
our producer, for pulling all these great,
Yeah, that
all
is
this
a
great
great
stuff.
New Hampshire photo. New Hampshire, obviously, very important in politics. They just had their primary. It's one of the first primaries in the United States, typically. And New Hampshire, also a swing state. So it's kind of like, I like how Vermont, New Hampshire, kind of like 60-90, right? If you look at the map, right? They're just having
Is New
fun
Hampshire
there.
just kind of also Vermont? I mean, is that where we're kind of?
That's kind of the deal, except Vermont is more liberal and New Hampshire's more conservative, but it's like that New England type of conservative.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. I'm kind of sick of
Can I
giving
tell
the
you
white
the-
states such good.
Yeah, I mean, it's
rankings.
very boring, I guess you could say. You know, it's beautiful, but boring.
Yeah, yeah.
The only
yeah.
thing, this is literally the only thing I know about New Hampshire, and that is when in the year 2000 they decided to do that 50 state quarters thing. New Hampshire's quarter was a weird old man rock face.
Yes, they got the rock
thing.
face. They have the rock face.
And within a couple years, the face naturally collapsed and it doesn't exist anymore.
Absolutely.
That's it. That is the only thing I know about New Hampshire.
That is a very good point. They are destroying their own beautiful places. And don't forget their motto, their state motto is live free or die. And that's like the first sign you see when you drive into New Hampshire. But then the second sign is toll plaza ahead, $2 an axle. So it's like, well, when in Rome, you got to kill yourself.
I'm seeing a lot of D's. I'm seeing some C's.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards C just because I don't know what redeems it. It doesn't have anything special like lobster or Bernie Sanders. It's just kind of, it's a cool, classy New England place, but there's nothing else really special beyond that.
I think, I'm kind of C or D. I'm seeing more D's. I kind of want to represent chat right now.
What are folks, what's chat? Why a D?
D, just saying it's meh, just D, the White Mountains
Someone called it racist Vermont.
Racist Vermont. Yeah, it just seems like it's like Vermont's great, and
Vermont's
this is
great.
not great, not that great.
Right.
All right, Eric, say in your, give me the real truth in your sultry, almost enthralling voice. Can you get me a video or audio sample of the New Hampshire state anthem, Old New Hampshire?
Ooh,
I'll work on it.
Well, yeah. Let them put up that picture of Chad and Connor again, though, in their khaki shorts. Because again, New Hampshire just uberly white.
It's
My God.
It's a tax haven for rich white people. I think I got to go. I
true
mean, the
as
C or D
well.
is correct. I think
I'm
going
leaning towards
D.
C. It's not quite D for me just because it doesn't have some terrible history behind it. It was an important part of the New England colonies that led the fight to abolish slavery and so on and so forth.
All right, what are you saying, Jake?
Jake, where are you leaning towards?
I think I'm leaning D just because I know nothing about this place and I just can't.
Well, that's not fair. You can't hate the unknown.
I just feel like I've heard
I feel like no, that's up to you. You have whole state tourism boards and entire populations of people trying to get the word out, trying to get a state character known, and they failed miserably.
Their state character is that guy with the rock face, but now he's dead. So
right.
There you go.
I say D.
Wow, I'm leaning towards C. Chat, come on, help us out.
Jake, you got a tie break.
D.
Wow.
Right. It's a D.
Wow, New Hampshire. Well, I guess we made Delaware.
Wait. Maybe the song will change things.
Okay.
All
All right. I need to hear this anthem.
Yeah. Wow.
I already.
D. I'm going D.
God.
Yeah, that's fucking awful.
Yeah, it's horrible. That
We
sealed
couldn't
it.
find
Yeah,
a better
everyone's
version?
saying F now.
Exceptionally bad.
Let's get
Everyone's
hip,
saying
can
F
we get
now.
the hip-hop version of that song?
All right,
Oh, there's
D.
no
Yeah.
black people in New Hampshire. I forgot.
All right, so we got this is the last one.
Wow.
Last one.
So Delaware, New Hampshire, D tier. Sorry, New England.
Final one. Right? Last.
is
What
that.
do we? Oh,
Last for this round.
Chicago?
Oh, it's a Chicago deep dish.
Is that a Chicago deep
That's
dish?
going to be a sweet
It can't be anything else.
Illinois.
I mean, it has
baby.
to be. And
Here we go.
that guy's drunk.
It is.
Too.
I'm fumbling my media here.
No,
but
no,
yes.
you're all
fine.
good. Hey,
Yeah.
it's not your fault. We had that
I'm-
ridiculous
Yeah,
song.
I made you do that. S tier for the Sufjan Stevens album. That's
Is
it.
that Henry?
That's my
yeah,
that's my
Sufjan Stevens
angle.
sounds
yeah.
great. I do
Illinois,
love Chicago.
I love
I do
Chicago.
have a crazy ex that is from Chicago and always
doesn't-
made it a big
that
deal
doesn't
to be
count.
like, oh, Chicago, so much better than New
Yeah.
York City. I'm like, the reason why New York City is better is because I don't even think about comparing the two.
Okay.
Deep Dish is dumb and I think it's bullshit and stupid.
Whoa, oh
I
my
love the
God.
music that came out of Chicago. You know
Yes.
what I mean?
Music,
and
Barack Obama,
Louis Armstrong,
Oprah Winfrey.
Pritzker, we love a Pritz. We love a big
good
boy
Prit-
Pritzker.
Love Pritzker. Love Big Boy Pritzker. I love
Cool
Adlai
Mafia
Stevenson,
town.
two-time presidential candidate Adlai Stevenson.
I will say Bulls.
The Dave Matthews Band dumping a literal metric ton of shit.
Abraham
Yes.
Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln. They even call the entire state the land of Lincoln. I am. Oh man, if it's not A tier, it's got to be higher for me.
Six
Illinois
Flags.
is fantastic. Chicago's fantastic.
well, that's the thing.
Have we
Kinda
had
it's
an
another
S
New
tier?
Orleans,
Have we had
Illinois
an S tier?
we put Hawaii
Or
in there
Louisiana
S tier.
situation.
We threw
Okay,
Hawaii in
okay.
there. California and Hawaii, but that's the thing. I mean, Colorado was close. I think we made that A. Illinois for me has got to be A or higher. It can't be any lower than that. Would be an insult to the good
And,
people
and
of
it's
Illinois.
out, not just Chicago. It's another New Orleans, Louisiana situation.
Sure.
It's the whole state. We like Illinois.
Right. Yes. Oh,
What
the
about
whole,
it's so cold? It's horribly cold.
That's the one thing I don't like
lake
about it.
effect.
Yeah,
But
it gets so
it's
cold
like
in the
many
winter.
of these Midwestern cities, like it's built to take it.
Yeah.
They got the
And
walkways, they got the
and
tunnels.
The food,
And they got
man.
the Malort. You
That
drink
food-
Malort, you're never cold again.
Malort
Love
might make
Malort.
it. Malort
A
knocks
tier,
it down.
That knocks it down.
I-
Tear zone
the
no on
fucking-
Malort.
the whole
no, the
deal with
first
Malort,
shot.
boo.
Look, the first shot of Malort's tough, but then they get progressively easier as your friends keep buying them for you.
People are saying the cops.
I'm so
the
You're
cops
sick
just
in
trying to
Illinois.
trick people into drinking Malort. I know your game.
Free Malort for everybody. Jake's having a shot of Malort right now. There he is. I knew you loved Malort,
No,
Jake.
this is a very, very light pour tequila and seltzer. I'll have
The
it.
all
cops
right.
in
That's kinda
Illinois
like
bring it
Malort.
down an entire tier,
Yeah, the
says
cops.
one, but also
1968 Democrat National Convention was a disaster in Chicago.
also the
historically.
Illinois is providing the entire Midwest their abortions.
Yes,
apparently.
that is absolutely true right now. Yes.
I had the Bulls. I'm sorry.
Oh, Chicago Bulls,
Yeah,
Michael Jordan.
that's it. I don't know. I think
All right.
I'm willing to
Solid
give an S.
A. I'll bump
I
it
think
down
it's
for
an
the
A.
weather.
I'm
I'll
willing
bump
to
it
give
down
an
for the
S.
weather.
Jake, again,
I-
tiebreak.
Solid A.
First of all, Peoria, great name for a city. Schaumburg, also a great name for a city.
It's beautiful.
Also, I just watched both seasons of The Bear, so I think it's a magical land full of
Bears.
fake cousins.
Bear's so
wow.
good.
That's
Yeah,
that's
it's
great.
so good.
Yeah, there it is.
All right.
Cousin,
Tirzo
come
gets
on.
it.
Come
Tirzo
on,
gets
cousin. Illinois S.
it. Yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
Okay. We're doing S for Illinois. I can't believe this.
Woo! Beautiful. Honestly, the summers in Chicago. The summers in Chicago outweigh the winters. I think it balances it out.
Chicago summers are great. I think it's probably an A. We have, I think, one.
Also, the video game, the Midway, NetherRealm, Iron Galaxy. So much classic American gaming happened in Chicago and Illinois.
All right, let me see that tier list because I got a veto I can give. I think Helena Handbasket, whatever your name was, I think you also have a veto balloon, and so does Jake. So let's
Penny bucket, yeah, penny.
or penny buckets, whatever the first one
Penny
is.
Buckets, I have not seen in chat. I hope they're still around.
Either way, it's either penny buckets or Hell something has one. Either one can do it. Penny Lane. All right, what do you got for it? Penny Lane is going to give their veto, and let's see that tier list as
yeah,
well.
let's see this.
'cause-
Yeah.
all right.
All right.
Okay. What am I going to
What
do?
deserves to go up? What deserves to go down, folks? What do you think? We got our Fs. We got our S's.
Where did Idaho? Ooh, no, B's kind of crowded. I don't want to throw another Idaho up to B just
Just
for a
because you're
potato
potato.
joke.
Yeah, right.
I do love potatoes a lot. Don't
Yeah.
tempt me. I would do
know.
it. I would
I
do
get
it.
I love French fries. The whole
Indiana
thing.
just circling.
Can Indiana go any lower? I think is.
Yeah, can we
people
make?
wanna
Can you
know.
add G
Below
tier?
F tier is
Yeah.
Indiana.
Yeah. Wow. Gosh.
You know
Ugh.
what? I don't want to do a veto just for the sake of doing a veto. I don't feel strongly about
Right. I
moving
think we
anything.
got.
I'm cool.
I think we were very fair to
Yeah.
a lot of these.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
cool with
I
mine.
don't
And what about
feel-
you, Jake? Are you cool with yours?
Good point. Pippa, thank you for the reminder. New Jersey up to A, baby.
Whoa.
Wawa
Wow.
forever.
Wow.
Okay.
Also,
I'll
For my
stand by that.
family.
Cory
for my
Booker. You
fucking-
got Jon Stewart lives there.
also
That's fine.
Penny Lane. Thank you so much.
Nice.
Also, we have our veto balloon for Penny Lane for our sub veto. Penny Lane says West Virginia
so
is
strong.
a C, which I firmly
Wow.
disagree
Oh, I
with.
disagree. Hard
Absolutely.
disagree.
So
But it is
pop
beautiful, and you do have the song.
So pop
All
that.
right, Penny. Okay,
All
Penny.
right.
And you got Tudor's Biscuit World. I'll stand by that place any day.
All right, there you go.
Oh,
And
there it is.
I'm going to use my veto balloon. West Virginia is a D.
Back to D.
Bring it back to a D, and we're
Aw,
out
poor
of here.
Penny.
Thank
How
you
dare
so
you
much,
disgrace the good
everybody.
veto of Penny.
All
Penny
right.
was doing it for the Mothman. They were doing it for the Mothman.
Yeah,
That's why.
that's a whole nother great thing about West
All
Virginia.
right. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Travis, for joining us.
Hey,
thank you, Chad.
Thank you. Thanks for
Travis,
being-
you
thanks
were
for having me.
incredible, as
Thank
always.
you. Looking forward to the third time. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
And we will do part 3 soon, so don't worry. You could still bring West Virginia back up a peg,
Right.
or any of the other ones.
Get those subs back in.
Thanks, Jake. Thanks, James, Eric, and Tirzo. Appreciate y'all being in here as well, and we're getting out of here. See you soon. See you
Play
next
that.
week.
Play that
Play
New
that
Hampshire
New
anthem
Hampshire
one more
song to play us out.
take-
I just need something to really get me going.
I need that hype juice.
Give us
Yeah.
that hype juice. Here it is.
Great way to
Live
end it.
free or die, ladies and gentlemen.
Kind of sounds like the Tears Out theme a
It
little
really
bit.
does.
That